night, good morning. You have your book handy, big heavy book. For now, let's just roll our shoulders up, back and down. Add a little step touch to it. Add a little elbow lift, add a little arm lift, single arms. Good, then we're gonna step up on that block with your right foot, and we're gonna do a little step up. Pump those arms. Add a knee lift to that. This is not the Rockettes part yet. Turn that into a hamstring curl and give me a little squeeze of your shoulder blades and tricep extension. And then turn that into a big lift. Extend that leg, extend those arms. Two more like this. Beautiful. You're going up and over your book, and we're going to put that left foot up on the book, and we're going to tap up. We're going to turn that into a knee lift. Still pumping those arms. And then we're turning that into your hamstring curl with a squeeze. So I'm bending and straightening my arms so I get a little a little tricep along with that opening of the chest and that squeeze of the shoulder blades. And then we're turning that into that extension. And we're going to the other side, and we're going to break that down. We tap up for 4. Last 2. Last one, then we do our knees. Then we turn it into your hamstring. And then we go into that extension. Back to that tap, just 2 of them, 2 taps, 2 knees, 2 curls, hamstrings, 2 extensions, 1 of each, 1 tap, 1 knee, 1 curl, 1 extension, up and over. Here we go, 4 ups. 4 knees. 4 curls. 4 extensions. 2 taps. 2 knees. 2 curls, 2 extensions, 1 of each, 1 tap, 1 knee, 1 curl, 1 extension, and we're back on that first side again. Right foot up on there. This time right foot stays up. We're going to tap, tap. So you're picking up that pace, double time. Knee ups, double time. Hamstring curls. Extend. Back to taps, just 4. 4 knees. That right leg should be feeling this. 4 curls. 4 extensions. 2 knees, 2 curls, 2 extensions, 1 of each, tap, knee, curl, extend, woo, right leg up and over the left. Oh, spin it over, shoot those hips to the right, lengthen it out, pull that belly button and bend those knees, extend that spine, and then lift it back up. And we get to do that bigger steps on the other side. So left foot is up and we tap. Knees. Curls. Extensions. Taps for 4. Knees for 4. 4 curls. 4 extensions. 2 taps. 2 knees. 2 curls. 2 extensions. 1 of each. 1 tap. 1 knee. 1 curl. 1 extension. Your left leg over the right. Spin those hips to the left. Reach. Bend the knees. Hands on your thighs. Exhale round. Inhale, extend. Bring that up. Gee. Okay. Move that book out of the way just for a second. Come to the back of your mat. Step forward with your left leg. Flex the toes. Bend your right knee. Take a moment. Feel that hamstring stretch. Arm comes up overhead. And then your weight goes on that left foot. Right foot steps forward. Knee bend on that left. Extend that spine. Arm reaches down, up and over. Step forward other way. Bend, reach, stretch other leg. Stretch, bend, reach. Good. One more time each leg. I'm running out of space here. Good. And last time. Beautiful. Little dynamic hamstring stretch. Take your right leg, which should be in front. Step back. Bend that left knee. Send that tailbone back. Step back with your left. Bend that left knee. Stretch that right leg. Step back with your right. Left leg, quick hamstring. And back with your left. Right leg, quick hamstring. That was a little rocket move. Okay. Next rocket move. We're going to use the book. They don't, but we get to. So right foot up on that book. We're going to reach out with that left leg, lunge into it, put a little weight on it, come back through center, tap on the book. Look behind you, sit into your curtsy, tap up. So we're going to step up, curtsy, up, step up, curtsy, up. That right hip, right glute, should feel this pretty quickly, especially if you did these yesterday. Oh, almost there. Last set. One more time. Sorry, guys. And relax. Keep that right leg up there. Bend that left knee. Flex your toes. Extend that spine. Hold this stretch while I turn that off. Okay. Sorry. Woo. All right, from that hamstring stretch, you're going to come up and cross that ankle and sit into that outer hip stretch. A little balance. If you need something to hold on to, that's fine. And then we come up and we get to do that on the other side. So again, your left foot is going to be up on that book. We're going to step out with the right, come up and tap, curtsy to the back, come up and tap. If you feel stable enough, you can take that tap out of it, right? So you just go side, up, behind, side, up, behind. Good. You can do something with your arms if you want. or you can simply leave them here. Almost here. All right, last 2 sets. Last one. Woo! Leave that left leg up on the block, turn your heel down, toes up, bend that right leg. Woo, long spine for hamstring stretch. Make sure you're not rounded because that takes it out of your hamstring and into your back. Beautiful. And then from there, a little bit of balance, cross that leg over and sit into it, long spine. Come on up, roll those shoulders up, back and down. And now we're going to do some non-rocket work, although it'll seem like might be something they would do. You probably want something to hold on to. Let's step up onto the block with your right toes, ball of the foot, and half the arch. So just the back of the heel is off the book. Right leg is going to hover in space. We're going to lower that heel below the book, come to center, below, center, below, center, below, center, 2 more times, below, center, below, and center. Now we're going to go from that center point where our heel is even with the book to above the book. Even and above, even and above, even and above. 2 more, even and above, even and above. And then we're going to drop the heel below the book, come all the way up through center and above, below, center and above, below, center and above, reach, reach, reaching. Woo, hopefully we felt those. Step off the book with your right foot. Let your left heel drop. Try not to bend backwards. So keep your tailbone tucked under and just lean into that stretch. Really drop the heel to feel that. And then take that foot on that diagonal. So toes out, heel in. Same thing, get that nice stretch. Bend the knee a little bit, and then we'll go pigeon toed. So toe in, heel out. And again, we'll just drop the heel and then bend the knee. We get to do all that on the other side. So this time your right foot is up on that book. Most of the foot is there, the heel is dropped off. Left leg hovers in space. We drop the heel below the book and even with the book. Below and even, below and even, below and even. 2 more. Good, then we go even and above. Even and above, even and above. Good, then we do all the way down through center, all the way up, all the way down through center, all the way up. You should really feel this one. Almost there. Put that left foot on the ground, let the right heel drop off, feel that beautiful stretch. And then toe out and heel in, and we'll drop that heel. Bend that knee a little bit. And then we're going to reverse that toe in and heel out, drop that heel, and bend that knee. All right. This next one I think we're going to do without the book. You may want to have your chair handy. We're going to have the legs in a slight turnout. We're going to come up onto our tippy toes, but then rather than just stay here, I want you to see if you can roll out. I'm just showing you one leg. I want you to actually not just come up, but then roll out. So we're going to come up and then roll out. Come up and roll out. Hopefully you can see what my feet are doing, rolling up and out, right? So you get taller. Drop the heels, come up, roll out. So you kind of, with those toes rolled out in that V, you're rolling out towards your pinky toe, right? Strengthening those ankles. If you don't need that chair for balance, come on up. Maybe put a finger there, because I do want you to work this way. So I don't want you just going. So don't forget, at that top, you press out and come down, lift up and then press out and come down. 2 more like that. Hope you're feeling these. Last one, come up, press out, stay, stay, stay. Balance or keep one thumb or a finger or whatever there, but you should feel it. Woo, and relax. And then we'll step forward with the right leg and turn out, back with the left leg and turn out, bend that right knee, lunge, bend that left knee. Come up, left toe turns in, lunge it, and bend it. Then left leg is going to come forward, right leg is in, turn out, left leg is in, turn out, right leg behind you, lunge into that left one, bend that right knee. Come on up on your tippy toes, toe in, heel out, lunge it, and bend that knee. And then we're just going to take those right toes, flip them under, drop into this, like stretch for the front of the shin, and then we're going the other way. And then we're going to do very similar. We're going to take that left leg across the right, toes tuck under, bend the back knee into the front one, and that should really increase that stretch on the front of the shin. And then we come up, opposite leg in front, toes tuck under, bend the back knee into the front one. Lots going on here, huh? All right. Woo! Let's go ahead and grab that book, please. Let's go into a wide plie stance, abs in, tailbone long, sit down into it, and just find a good place where you can sit deep enough that you already start feeling this, because all we're doing to start with is serving that platter. Bend the elbows and straighten them at the end. That's the key, is to get them straight at the end and hold. Split second hold before you bring them back down. Nice. Split second hold before you bring them back down. Make sure you didn't shift your shoulders forward. Stay in this. You're welcome to be up on your tippy toes if your calves haven't had enough. So hopefully those quads are feeling this some, biceps, shoulders, and relax and bring it up. Woo. All right. We're going to take that book. We're going to try to put it behind the right leg if your pants aren't too slippery, right? Then you're going to bend that left knee, and it'll help us if we flatten out and get a better grip on that book. But again, make sure that your abs are in, your spine is long, flex through that right heel and push to the sky as you squeeze the book. Push and squeeze. Push and squeeze. Little pause at the top. Squeeze, lift. Squeeze and lift. There we go. Nice. Long spine. Try and get your head in line with your arms. Two more. And relax. Grab that book. Woo. Right hamstring stretch. So a big bend in that left knee. Sink back. Roll those right toes up. Make sure you're not grounded. Extend through that spine. Even think cow position, right? Not cat, but cow. Roll the toes down. And then come on up and we get to try the other side. So book goes behind that left leg now. Doing your best to hold it in place, squeeze it, long spine, right knee bends, squeeze the book a little harder as you lift the heel. Squeeze and lift, squeeze and lift. Head in line with your spine, right knee bent, spine long. Good, 2 more, squeeze and lift. Squeeze and lift, grab that book. Left leg forward, right knee bends. Toes come up, sit into it. Long spine, cow position, and then toes roll down. Beautiful. Go ahead and bring that back up. All right, and yeah, I was trying to figure out how we want to do this. We're going to put the book on the ground, so we're going to be heading down. Certainly not done, but let's go ahead and sit up on that book, nice and tall, with your left leg crossed, or up here. It can be out, or you can hug it into your chest. Right leg is extended. Pull those glutes out from under you so you're as much as possible sitting high on that book. And then let's open that right leg out to the side. Remember when we did that calf lift and I said, I want you to not just come up on that calf, I want you to roll out. So I want you to do that right now with your foot. So it sort of sickles a little bit, should increase what you feel in your quadriceps a bit. And then sitting tall, just lift that leg off the ground. And then, oh, flex it and then point it and flex it. And again, you're trying to go that extra mile, not just a point, but a little, well, I'll call it a sickle motion. Sitting nice and tall. I hope you guys feel these. Yeah, thank you. Now point it and bring it in, sitting tall and out. In and out. In and out. Of course, it's off the ground. Two more. Oh, man. Woo. We're going to scoot so that that right hip is now off the book. And then bring that leg behind you. Try and get it nice and far back. Get a nice right angle in that leg. And then drop onto the elbow. If you feel your hip dropping back, that's okay. Feel that nice hip flexor stretch. But then roll it forward. And then let it drop back and roll it forward. So just kind of stretch in 2 different ways. Beautiful. And then let's bring that arm out, drop all the way over into it, reach, lift, stretch. Imagine someone has hold of this right arm. They lift you, they lift you, they lift you. You're here and you're tipping over. I touch the ground, try not to do that. Tip, but don't touch. I did it again. If you wanted to make this harder, you would bring your arms into a V, but the arms have to both move. You can't just go like arms, excuse me, the head has to move with it, right? In between. Well, it's just not easy. Last 2. I know it's David's favorite. And come on up. Leave your left leg where it is. Actually straighten it out. Then take that right leg across at the calf. Sit tall, bring that leg in and give it a hug so you start to feel that outer hip stretch. And then spin it open. And that should increase that hip stretch. If you want, if you can do it without dropping into your spine, if you can stay tall, you can hinge forward. And then we'll sit up and figure out the other side. So your right leg should be where you need it. It can be out to the side, whatever. Left leg slightly out to the side. We're going to point it, and then we're going to point it that extra bit so that your toes cramp and it gets really painful. Lift it off the ground, and then from there we flex fully and we point fully. So we flex and we point. We flex and we point. Good. Keep the toe pointed, bring it in and open it out, sitting tall. And relax. Scoot so that that left hip drops off the book. Take that left leg behind you, try and get the knee behind the hip, drop over into it, and then let the hip roll open, and then let it roll close. So do that a couple times, a little hip drop, and a hip lift. We'll hip drop and a hip lift. Good, good, good. Couple more times just like that, please. Good, and then go ahead, bring that arm up and over, round into it. Walk, 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 lift it up, arch it up, and come on up to a seated position with that left hip off. Arms into a T, you're going to tip over to the right, and then come back up. You will find, I assume, that one side is a whole lot easier than the other, because this is one of those positions where we really put our hips in that place where, since we're asymmetrical, we'll notice. And then arms up in a V. Well, hello. Thanks for joining us. And then if you want, if you don't have them in a V, try that. And then come on up. And we're straighten out that right leg, bring that left leg across, sitting tall on those sit bones. Bring that leg in. If you want to, go ahead and spin it open and hinge forward if you like. And then we come up and we're coming over onto our side with the book on top of the top leg, legs long, arm long underneath you. When you look down, you want to be in a long straight line. You're going to just take your top hand and push the book into your top thigh. Shoulders out of your ears, so we're trying not to be caved at the chest. And then we're going to lift that leg and flex down. We're going to point to lift and flex down. Keeping that waistline lifted. Two more like this. Nice. Now we're going to bring that leg in front of us. So maybe the top corner of your mat. We're going to turn those toes down a little bit and lift. So a little different angle. You're going to feel that in that glute a little bit more, or a lot of bit more. And last one, bend that knee. Bring that book there, and you can lie all the way over on your abs. You can take that book onto your sacrum, just let it sit there for a minute. Might help increase that stretch a little bit. Or it might fall off. All right, and then as you're ready, you're going to press up and you're going to switch to the other side. So make sure the opposite leg is on top. Arm right underneath your ear, long straight line in your body, waistline lifted, book on that top leg, and we hold it in place. And we're going to point to lift and exhale to flex. Good, then we're going to bring that leg in front, so it's sort of at the front corner of your mat. You're going to turn that toe down and we'll lift from there. Beautiful, bend that knee, flip on over onto your abs. You can move that book if it'll stay onto your sacrum. You may have to leave a hand back there, whatever you need to do. All right, as we come up, so I have a wooden floor, so this is going to be pleasant for me. If you have a carpet floor, it still should work, it just might be more challenging. And if your book has a lot of grit to it, you're in trouble. My book is smooth, but if you have a book cover on it, that probably won't work for you. All right, so what you're going to do, you're just going to move your mat out of the way or scoot to the very end of it if you have the space. I'm going to do that so you guys can see me. My hips are on the mat, but my feet are off the mat, and that book is there. I'm going to put my feet on that book. I'm going to lift up I'm going to slide the book forward if I can. I'm going to come down and pull the book back. Press out and up, back and down. Out and up, back and down. Out and up, back and down. If your book won't do this, right? You could just go up and down, right? You could go up, walk out, walk back and come down, but hopefully your book will slide a little bit. So we come up as we go out and then we squeeze as we come down. Now we're going to reverse that. We're going to go up and keep the squeeze. We're going to come down and stretch it out. Up and squeeze, out and away, right? Up and squeeze, out and away. Well, I don't think I'm ruining my floors. A couple more like that. And relax. Woo. Okay, nice idea, wasn't it? We're going to try this next one. Keep your book where it is, off the floor. And again, if your floor isn't allowing you to slide much, then it'll be a little bit different, but we're gonna do our best, right? So we're gonna go into a plank with our toes on the board. We're gonna try this initially in a forearm plank. And then you can see if that's gonna work for you. Tuck your toes, and then you're in that beautiful plank, and then you're gonna slide the book in by drop or not. Mine's not moving, slide it off. Never mind. Does your book move? Mine doesn't. Let's see if it makes any difference if we're in high plank. I did this yesterday, but we had discs. Nope, not happening. So option would be to pike and then just come back in your plank. And pike it up and come back in your plank. If your book was to move, you would slide it in as you pike and slide it away to plank. So if your book will move, woo, lucky you. I do have something slippery over there, but sorry about that, guys. Hope you're having a little adventure with that. All right, last of whatever you're doing, woo, and come on back onto your mats, please, still with your book handy. All right, this time we're gonna go, hi, baby. You came to see what was going on, didn't you? See, craziness. Thank you, sweetie. All right, so now we're going to come over. We're going to bring that book into our left hand. Abs are in, shoulder down. So do a couple of retractions for me. Press the book to the sky, retract the shoulder, press up and retract. 2 more times, press up and retract. Last time, press up and retract. Then you're going to bring that arm overhead, straight arm, and then bring it above you. Flex through that hand, reach and flex. Abs in the whole time. So you're working abs passively. Triceps should feel this, chest and back. And then we're going to add on, arm comes up overhead, bend it, straighten it, and come up. Arm up overhead, bend and straighten and come up. Overhead, bend, straighten and up. Bend, straighten and up. She's allowed to rip up one chair, and this is the chair she is choosing. I mean, that's the one we gave her, so it's okay. All right, last time, arm overhead, bend and straighten, 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 palm to the sky. By this time, that hands, or excuse me, that tricep should be feeling this 5, 4, 29, 32, 7, Omaha, and 1. Woo, bring that down. Relax that arm out to the side. And then bring it across to tap your opposite shoulder and then lift it overhead and then all the way back around. And we put that book on our right hand, flex through there. We're going to shrug that shoulder up and down, retract that shoulder blade a couple of times. Beautiful. And then arm overhead and we come up, working those abs by keeping those ribs nice and quiet and stable. And then we add that bend and straighten as you come up. overhead, bend, straighten, and up, overhead, bend, straighten, and up. And then we're just going to leave that arm overhead. We're going to straighten and straighten. Tricep press, press, press. And relax, arm off to the side. Tap it over to the opposite shoulder, flip it over your head, and reach out. Beautiful. Abs drawn in. We're going to set that book on those ribs just to give us that feedback. So as that book is there, try not to push it up, but it down, abs in, low back the same distance from the ground for toe touches. Inhale as those knees move away, exhale to bring back up again. Inhale as they move away, and exhale up. You have 6 more, please. Beautiful. Feet go on the ground. Book right above you. Deep breath in. Exhale. Lift that neck and shoulders off the ground and challenge yourself by bringing that book overhead. Extra challenge. Exhale. Come down. Inhale. Exhale. Lift. Inhale. Reach overhead for that extra challenge. Make sure those abs don't pop up as you do it. And exhale down. Again, we lift and we reach and we come back and down. Deep breath in. We exhale. Lift. Inhale. Reach. Exhale back and down, exhale, lift, inhale, reach, exhale back and down. 2 more like that, exhale, lift, inhale, reach, back down. Last time, exhale, lift, inhale, reach, stack those legs tabletop, add the legs extending, tap to your knees and reach. So double leg stretch and tap and reach and tap. If your neck is bothering you, the book adds the resistance as you bring your arms overhead. You can bring your head down. Two more. And relax, curl those knees in, drop them to one side and come up on that side, please. We're going to fold that mat if you like some extra support for your elbow. That book is going to be down where your feet would be for a side plank. Bottom foot goes on first, and then that top leg, and lift it up. Then you can stack if you want. Now, if your book were to move, you could lift that hip a little higher. My book is solidly in place, not moving. So a couple options. You could keep the hip lifted and lift that top leg. Or you could arch, or you could thread your needle with the hip lifted. Or you could do a variation of all of those. And gently come down. Let's spin right over and go to the other side, please. All right, so again, a nice little fold in that mat if you like a little extra cushioning for your elbow. If you're straddling your feet, then the bottom leg goes on first and the top leg in front, or stack them up. Once you get there, lift that hip a little extra high. And then option to lift that top leg, or arch those hips, or thread your needle, or some combination of those. And then we come down and we're coming over onto our abs with that book on the floor. Immovable book on the floor. And arms on top of the hands on top of that book. It should be able to slide a little better. There's not as much weight on it. Toes are pointed, knees are lifted, abs are in, deep breath in. Exhale, press onto the book to lift up. And inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together to go a little higher, but I don't want you to take this into the low back. So I'm coming way up here, right? So press, squeeze back, let it just be shoulder work. Shoulders retract and relax. You can make this a 4 count, or you can make it a 2 count. Just, again, focusing on squeezing those shoulder blades together. And last time, bring it up, press a little harder into the book, squeeze a little more, shoulders back, and then relax. And coming all the way back into resting position. If you want a little extra space between your heels and your hips, you can put that book back there. Give yourself a little extra space. Arms can be by your sides or out front. And then as you come up, we're going to undulate through that cow-cat. And then we'll go ahead and spin over onto our spine. We're going to bring that book with us and take it behind your right hamstring, please. Give that a nice hug in. And let's slide the book a little bit so there's a slight gap so that it's against my calf muscle and my hamstring, the corner is, and then give it a squeeze. That's that trigger point that we sometimes talk about. Let the knee rock in and out a few times. And then bring everything back to center. And now we'll slide the book back right up against the back of the knee, straighten out that left leg, flex through the heel. And you're going to flip that book so it helps give you that stretch, pushing down so you get the hamstring, pressing that heel up, book against that calf, maybe get some movement in that foot. And then finally slide the book up the ankle, lift yourself up, point your toes, rocket passion, shoulders out of your ears, and see how far you can bring that leg with you pointed. And then at the last moment, flex that heel, yikes. Bend that knee and bring the book on the outside of the knee, right arm to the side. Use that book, put the right heel on the thigh, left thigh, so it's more of a outer hip stretch. And then you can turn that all the way over into that twist. Take the book in your right hand, bring it back through center, cross the right leg over the left. Flip it open, thread your needle, and now you'll bring that book behind that left hamstring. Thread the needle if you can. Extend that left leg up, point and flex and rotate. And then cross both legs over. And you can move that book out again behind your, or on your right hand and drop left. And as you come back through center, straighten everything out, take a moment, feel that nice opening on the right side, I hope, in the right knee, and then book behind the left leg. And again, I'm going to try and put that book so it sort of wedges up against my calf and my hamstring, and then I squeeze it down and open it to the side a little bit, right leg to the side, maybe drop that knee in and out a few times. Then I'll come back through center. I'm going to push the book up against the back of the knee, flip it. I'm going to straighten that right leg out, flex to the heel, and then I'm going to push down and up at the same time. And again, get some mobility through that left ankle. Good. And then we'll come back to center, slide the book up, point, lift yourself up to slide it higher, and then bring it with you as far as you can. And then at the last moment, flex. Bend the knee, book on the outside of the knee, left foot on the right thigh. First, get that outer hip stretch. And then if you want, turn it into that twist. As you come up and over, book goes into your left hand, foot beside the right thigh, flip it open, bring it back in, and then again, we'll thread that needle with the book, if that's okay with you, you don't have to. And then we'll flip that right leg up, and we'll point and flex and rotate. And then that book is going to go back onto that left arm, left leg comes all the way across, and we drop right. Roll on back through center. However you want to get there, come onto your hands and knees, please. This time we'll undulate that cow cat, so forward, cow, and round back cat. And then we'll stack everything up, tuck those toes, press back. Pedal out those heels, wide stance, bend the knees, hands on your thighs, cat and cow. Bring it on up. Happy New Year.